process, speaker. And we have worked through with various agencies, that is Water Resources Authority, and also the Trust Fund, and also the county government, together with our institution. And I acknowledge the many inputs that were put in this roadmap. We started way in 2020, and we were able to put the project together. That time the center did not have capacity, and we thank the ministry that currently we have been given funds to recruit, and now we have the capacity, of which we have shared our profile and the capacity with World Bank. So let me mention that in this program that we have one component that is on the capacity building, both at national government and also at county level, and also at the regional perspective. So we are very grateful to the World Bank who have taken us through this program, and also the ministry for guiding us and also coordinating the various institutions and stakeholders that have been with us. And finally, we look forward for coordination and peaceful process so that we are able to provide water, especially groundwater in the semi-arid areas, to the wananchi. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Honorable CS, Principal Secretaries, Governors present, Water Secretary, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Mohamed Churia. I'm the CEO of Water Resources Authority. Today marks an important milestone for Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation as we launch now the Horn of Africa Groundwater for Resilient. As Water Resources, we are proud to be part of this project as a project implementing unit. This project is part of the Djibouti, Somalia, Ethiopia, Kenya governments, and IGAD collaborative effort to manage the groundwater resources for increased sustainable access and the management of groundwater in Horn of Africa. The initiative comes at a critical time for the 5 needy counties which have experienced failed rains for more than 5 seasons. This project, therefore, aims to increase the community resilience while providing reliable information, decision for groundwater resources access. Significant groundwater resources management strategy will be also developed as part of the project. WRA as a regulator in charge of management and the use of water resources in the country and advises Cabinet Secretary in all matters related to water resources has been tasked to carrying out 2 critical subcomponents. The first component is the development of the nature-based solutions for strengthening conservation, sustainable use, and recharge of the 7 needy aquifers. These will include the establishment, mobilization, and the capacity building of water resource user associations covering the selected needy aquifer areas in consultation or in coordination with the counties. It will also cover the implementation and the preparation of the subcatchment management plans by ROAS in consultation with the counties. The protection of aquifers, recharge zones through gazettement and investment in nature-based infrastructure to be handed over to the ROAS. The second subcomponent of this project is groundwater and the drought information enhancement. This will include aquifer assessment, development, and the management plans for selected aquifers in Nedi and the management plans for Nakuru and the Nairobi aquifers. Along with the exploration wells for these aquifers, It will also include establishing a monitoring network in the selected aquifers in NEDI and linking these to the upgraded groundwater management information system. The outcome under the second subcomponent include data for groundwater resource decision making that will come from the assessment of the 7 aquifers, development plans for the aquifer management plans, about 60 exploratory boreholes, and about 60 monitoring wells that all provide real-time data on groundwater will be leveled. As part of the second subcomponent, a platform for sharing groundwater will also be provided. This platform will be made up of the groundwater information system that will house groundwater database and include a mobile app for data input. Our other interested parties, such as Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, county governments, other government institutions, consultants, drillers, NGOs, and the general public will be privy now to the information. In conclusion, WRA commits to implement this project by creating strategies that will guarantee reliable access and suitable groundwater management, which will enable 5 needy counties to reap now the benefit of these natural resources in a sustainable manner. Thank you very much.
The Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Alice Wahome, the PSS, Dr. Rono, and Mr. Mugambi, Your Excellencies, the governors for Marsabit, my good friend, the governor for Garissa, Your Excellency Nadif, the governor for Mandera, Mr. Khalif, the Deputy Governor, Your Excellency Ahmed, the Water Secretary, colleagues, World Bank representatives, good morning. My name is Willie Sombai. I'm the Acting CEO, Water Sector Trust Fund. I will not take much time giving details because it has been covered in the presentation done by Mr. Otuku. But I'll just take you through a few features and characteristics which is essential for you to know about Water Sector Trust Fund, that we were established under the Water Act 2016, and our mandate can be seen in 3 areas. That is resource mobilization, financing, monitoring, and evaluation. And that falls under quality management. Madam Cabinet Secretary, the excellencies who are present here, I would say they have come to Trust Fund and have had an interaction. And that tells you something about the mandate of Water Sector Trust Fund. We work collaboratively with the counties. And even in this program, the plan is for us to work with the counties and the various units that belong to them. The Water Sector Trust Fund is involved in financing basically 4 areas. That is water services or sanitation, water services. We have sanitation, water resource management, and also research among the key mandates which have just been given to us, Madam Cabinet Secretary, with particular emphasis going to underserved and marginalized areas. I know there has been a lot of questions on how the decision is being made to select the counties. If you look at the counties even in this program that will be financed through us, one of the major characteristics is poverty index. We have low water coverage. We also have low sanitation coverage. But for water resource management, it's the status of the catchment degradation. I want to mention and thank World Bank. World Bank currently is one of our biggest donors. If you look at our the resources that we have gotten, nearly 20% of it so far has now come from World Bank. And Madam Cabinet Secretary, you are also aware that there are programs that we are still formulating with the World Bank to assist the various counties that we work with. Just as a testimony to what we have been able to do, Trust Fund so far now, through various projects and finances got from different donors, which I will not mention because of time, we have reached in our monitoring, we have reached about 5.5 million Kenyans in different areas. With regard to this particular program, if I may say, we will be responsible for component 1B, which involves rehabilitation of boreholes. And Your Excellencies and our Cabinet Secretary, I want to mention that towards this end, there has been an inventory of all boreholes in the 5 counties which are being targeted with this program. And so everything is being done very transparently, and those boreholes which are being done or are being assessed are the ones which will be the basis for financing under component 1B. One more thing to mention about what we are doing is that as opposed to the traditional or conventional input system, component 1B will be implemented through performance-based grant, meaning that subsequent grant or support will be given based on the successful implementation of prior milestones. So in that regard, I would ask and urge Your Excellencies to support us, work together as we will be working this 5-year period program in terms of increasing access to the people through groundwater. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's appreciate the 3 CEOs. So let's move to the next level, where we'll have remarks from the representative of the World Bank, Victor Vasquez, which is the World Bank Regional Coordinator. Victor, welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Cabinet Secretary. Thank you, everyone. I just want to say first, congratulations for reaching this point, this important milestone for launching this project. I just want to thank everyone in the room and many other people who make possible and who worked very, very hard to prepare this operation in the last year. And we worked together with them, and it was a pleasure to do so. I am the regional coordinator because this is a regional project. And after me, my colleague James is going to talk more about Kenya, but I want to highlight the regionality of the project and why this is a regional project. It is a regional project for a reason, or for many reasons, I would say. I think the focus is on the borderlands of the Horn of Africa, and the different countries of the Horn of Africa face very similar challenges with respect to access to water. Water is also transboundary in this region. So I think these are very powerful reasons to have a regional project. And Ethiopia and Somalia are implementing this project in parallel with Kenya. And then IGAD is the main partner in this regionality, is the main convening power or main ally to help build synergies, share lessons learned, to help develop this important groundwater management agenda. So again, thank you, everyone. Very happy for this event, and I'm wishing you lots of success in implementing this project. Very much good luck. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Origa. I have been privileged in the last couple of months to work with the technical teams of the ministry and with the counties in defining the scope of this project. It's been a great privilege, to say the least. I'm pleased to give a few remarks on behalf of the Kenya County team I'll be coordinating the implementation of the project together with my colleague, Irene Renbega, who is not able to join us here today. Honorable Madam Cabinet Secretary, this is one of the five investment projects that the World Bank is undertaking under the county partnership framework, totaling to about $1.2 billion out of the 5 projects. The World Bank is very pleased at the opportunity to partner with the government on these projects. And if you may allow me, Honorable Alice and Your Excellency, to highlight just 2 reasons why. The first one was the regional integration aspect, which my colleague Victor, coordinating at a regional front, has highlighted. At the county level, the 2 reasons why we find this a particularly innovative project, it is the first large scale of investment in groundwater. The whole design of the project is focused exclusively on understanding and exploiting our groundwater resources. If you may recall, the UN Water Day theme of last year, making groundwater invisible. It is against that background that this project was actually designed. How do we, at a large scale, exploit our groundwater resources to make it more available for our people in the 5 counties? And one of the very strategic and future-looking activities that Mr. Shurie has mentioned, the component of the project, the aquifer assessments and development and management plans. There is a lot of unknowns and myths and hearsays about groundwater. We are very familiar with the 70 billion cubic meters report of water in Turkana. So the second component of this project is very purposively designed to highlight, the extent of the resource in these 5 counties. So WRA will be very focused assessment on the aquifer systems in these 5 counties. And the output is essentially telling the counties and the WDAs that these are the high potential areas where you can drill. The counties will tell you the many stories of dry boreholes. So we hope through the support of this project, we will not be having such cases in these 5 counties where we hit several dry boreholes, because they will be very scientifically generated and validated information. Part of the funds under component 2 will go into drilling very deep exploratory wells and monitoring wells, which are turned into productive wells. So we are very delighted that this project is able to offer that opportunity. And the second reason why, particularly to convey this message from the county management unit of the bank, is the focus on building the capacity of county government. You'll notice in the design of the project, the largest part of it is actually directly implemented by the county government. So we think this is a very good opportunity for the county to build the capacity of the county government staff in terms of the different technical aspects of groundwater management, from hydrogeological assessments, catchment conservation, engineering designs. So each county has set up its own team that will be working very closely with the ministry, WRA, and WSTF to make sure that there is sufficient skill transfer. A lot of the technical studies, the consultancies that will be undertaken in the project has been designed in such a way that staff from the county are seconded into those teams to make sure that this skill is left at the county, so that the counties are able to take forward and fulfill their mandate, of delivering, on water services at the county level. So we are very excited and looking very much forward to working with the project implementation unit at the county level to make sure in the next 5 years we get water to the 1.5 million beneficiaries that we hope that this project seek to assist. So thank you very much, and congratulations again for the launch. Back to you, sir.
Yes, there's some sound. Systems. Please come and assist us. Otherwise, let's appreciate James and Victor in a good way. At this stage, we are going to have the briefs from a representative of IGAD, who is online. So representative of IGAD who is online, kindly come on board. This is your time. Hello, come on board. I can see you come on board. He's online, but I don't know whether he can't come on board. Ebu, talk, please. Kindly say something, IGAD representative. This is your time. He's talking. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Maybe you are muted. Yes, go on, we can hear you.
Yes. Now you can hear me?
Oh, very low.
Can you hear me now? I can hear you.
Tell him to proceed so that I can increase the volume from now on.
Yes, we are hearing you. Go on, if you can. Good morning. Yes, we are hearing you.
Okay, so I'm starting. So good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, Honorable Wahome Alisi, Minister of Water of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Minister of Water and Energy of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, dear World Bank colleagues, dear Kenyan colleagues, Honorable PS, governors, all protocol observing. It is my pleasure to be given an opportunity to say a few words on behalf of IGAD at the launching of Kenya's project of the Groundwater for the Ethiopians. The Groundwater for the project launched by Kenya today is extremely important for the entire IGAD regions. And I'm pleased that the water unit of IGAD from the agriculture and environmental divisions is fully involved in the collaborations of the three participant countries in a trust-building exercise to achieve harmonious and joint management of groundwater resources in the IGAD region. Allow me to thank the World Bank team for its unconditional commitment, as well as the Kenyan team who are mobilizing considerable efforts to address the adverse effect of climate change on groundwater and build the resilience of our vulnerable communities. Ladies and gentlemen, adaptation is a priority for the IGAD region, which is considered one of the most vulnerable regions of the negative effect of climate change. This vulnerability affects many sectors, vital to the economy and well-being of the region's population, including water, agriculture, fisheries, aquaculture, forestry, health, and housing. In the latest report published at the end of February 2022, the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, IPCC, again sounded alarm. The IPCC called for action now to secure the future of the planet. Indeed, despite repeated calls for reductions in greenhouse gas emissions, the world is on a catastrophic trajectory toward 2.7 degrees of global warming by 2050, and the consequences of climate change are accelerating. These effects are now widespread and often irreversible, threatening the well-being of human beings and the health of the planet. In response to the IPCC's picture, which is a dire warning of the consequences of the actions, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres stressed to waste time is to perish. He also noted that investing in climate change adaptation works and saves lives. Aware of the challenge and stakes for the sustainability of its development trajectory, IGAD member states have resolutely committed themselves to the global effort to fight climate change. This political will has been manifested in the strengthening of the legal and the legislative arsenals of member states. Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely significant funds have been mobilized at the international level to support country climate actions. The current funding falls short of what is needed to adequately support mitigations and adaptation efforts and protect populations. And accessing available funds is not easy. A climate and sustainability change process currently underway in the IGAD regions are already leading to a noticeable increase in pressure on water resources. In the future, the alterations in availability and the probable increase in anthropic needs to raise the fear of an increase in local situation of competition and scarcity. In this context, questions concerning the evaluation of the availability of the groundwater resources are more challenging, as the social question of sustainability is often underestimated. Although groundwater resources are much needed in these regions, its knowledge base is limited, disproportionately distributed in member states. Knowledge about such critical history as geological formation, nutrition and yielding capacity of aquifers, potential risks of developing infrastructure, as well as sufficient finance to develop the resource and experience and professional capacity in the developing groundwater resource are very limited. Ladies and gentlemen, the Horn of Africa Groundwater for Resilience is a multi-year program that it aims to increase sustainable access of management of groundwater in the Horn of Africa. It is a key contribution to strengthen the climate resilience of target communities using this multi-phase programmatic approach. The program has accomplishing the growth objectives and common structure for the connected project, as the previous speaker mentioned. Just to mention that the project development objective is to increase groundwater sustainable access and management in the Horn of Africa's borderland. 3 countries are involved for the first phase, namely the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Republic of Kenya, and the Federal Republic of Somalia. And IGAD is the regional organization involved in this project. IGAD is in charge of the regional aspect of the project, and this project aims to increase the sustainable use and management of groundwater in the Horn of Africa. And the key special objectives will be to strengthen regional information, the capacity, and the collaborations. The progress to the PO will be measured by the following outcome indicators. increase access to improve information critical for sustainable groundwater management. Intermediate indicators include, among others, new policy, bylaws, irrigation guidelines, or regional agreement prepared or adapted for sustainable groundwater management and use in participating countries. Honor of Africa groundwater information systems, establishing and review of operationals at the regional levels. And the final one would be the regional platform for groundwater collaborations, functioning among participant countries. The project is implemented by the IGAD Agricultural and Environment Divisions and the IGAD Water Unit, with technical support from our regional climate institution hosted in IGPAC in Kenya, the IGAD Groundwater Centers. So we have at least 3 main common components. I will not repeat all the other speakers already mentioned. The first component, number 1, to strengthen regional capacity and information for sustainable groundwater management. The second one, promoting regional integration and collaboration. And the third one, the regional program of donations, monitoring and evaluation. So finally, we hope that throughout this project, we will increase the capacity for groundwater management at the national and regional levels in IGAD regions. I'm confident that the spirit of collaboration that brought this project to fruition will continue to prevail in its implementations with all the urgency that the race against times in which we are engaged in debate and adapt to climate change demands. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you so much. We are really appreciated. The participants are really appreciated for being there on the call. We urge you to be there and remain on the call and follow the rest of the proceedings. So with that, we move to the next stage, which is now the COG. I want to invite Brian Mudoka to come and lead that segment. You will make remarks and then invite the Deputy Governor, Ahmed Abdi, to make his remarks and invite the rest of the governors. The Minister of Water for Ethiopia is online. Kindly remain online to follow the proceedings. The Minister for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation Kenya will give you opportunity to address the meeting.
Thank you, Water Secretary Engineer Alima, to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Honorable Alice Wahome, PS Dr. Rono, PS Mugambi, Excellency Governors, we have His Excellency Mohammed Khalif of Mandera. We have His Excellency Nadif Jama of Garissa. We have His Excellency Mohammed Ali of Masabit. We also have His Excellency the Deputy Governor of Wajir, Ahmed Abdi, who is also with us. The CEOs of WSTF, Regional Center for Groundwater Mapping, Mohammed Shurie, and also the chair of the 47 caucus of CECs, Ahmed Mohammed, who is also the CEC for Water Garissa. You can wave. Thank you. My name is Brian Mudoka, representing the CEO Council of Governors. I'm also joined by my colleagues Ken Oluoch and Wendy from the Council of Governors. And you'll allow me to deliver the message from the CEO. It gives me great pleasure to participate in the launch of the Horn of Africa Groundwater Program. This initiative, which is being implemented in 5 counties, marks a major step in our collective effort to address the water scarcity challenges faced by communities in these regions. The ASAL regions are not only the most marginalized in Kenya, but also the areas that are hardest hit by the effects of climate change. This project is a response to the pressing need to ensure that communities in these regions have accessible and reliable sources of water, which is essential in the journey to resilience and sustainable development. Groundwater is a critical resource in arid and semi-arid areas where surface water is often scarce. Access to clean and reliable water sources is essential for the survival and prosperity of these regions. The Horn of Africa Groundwater Project is a collaborative effort between the national government, county governments, development partners, and communities themselves. It has been a long journey through the design and technical negotiations that has culminated to this launch today. The Constitution of Kenya provides that every person has the right to clean and safe water in adequate quantities and reasonable standards of sanitation. Articles 10 and 11 of Kenya's Constitution assign county governments the role of implementing specific national government policies on natural resources and then environmental conservation, including soil and water conservation, as well as public works and services such as stormwater management, systems in built-up areas, and sanitation services. Counties have worked towards the realization of SDG 6 targets and the Kenya Vision 2030 goal on the universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all, through enhanced water service provision and the creation of conducive policy and legal environment for the same. The role of the county government in the implementation of this project, therefore, cannot be overstated. That participating 5 counties will play a critical role in a few areas, among which include providing the necessary technical expertise to support the implementation of project, as well as design and implementation of county drought contingency plans, and also the involvement of local communities in the formation of water resource users associations, because you understand function number 14 of the 4th schedule assigns the role of community organization and mobilization to county governments. And also the monitoring and evaluation of the project outcomes and impacts. Ladies and gentlemen, for the seamless implementation of this program, the Council of Governors recommends that discussions around establishment of a framework to facilitate handover of the exploratory wells and boreholes done by WRA to county government, also discussions around the operations and maintenance of the same. And also the capacity building of county geologists to support county technical officers in data capture and processes, so that we can be able to sustain the project just beyond the 5 years of the project. The performance of the water service provision is largely dependent on multiple stakeholders who play a critical role in different capacities. Synergy among all stakeholders is fundamental towards improvement of service provision in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to thank all our development partners led by the World Bank who made this possible, including the Minister of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. Your support is invaluable, and I'm confident that we will achieve great things together. This program has the potential to make a real difference in the lives of communities living in the ASALs through the provision of sustainable access to groundwater, to improve the resilience of communities in this era when we are having discussions around the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity, and also degradation. Let me conclude by reaffirming the commitment of the Council of Governors to support the smooth implementation of this program. Allow me to take this opportunity to invite the Deputy Governor. Okay. Ethiopia. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So let's appreciate him. Let's break the early arrangement because the Minister for Ethiopia wants to leave the call for another assignment. So in that, I want to request the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Alice Waomi, come and invite him so that he can make the remarks.
Yes, good morning. We are still good morning. Our next speaker is Dr. Habatamu. I hope I get that right. The minister. What is happening? The Minister for Water and Energy for Ethiopia. We want to welcome you to give your speech. We understand that you have another engagement, and we appreciate your availability and being here this morning. Thank you very much. Karibu sana. Most welcome to address us. I hope I can see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellencies, governors of province, as well as European partners. I thank you so much for the opportunity you provide for my country, Ministry of Water and Energy, to share our experience on board of African Groundwater Development projects. As we know, currently in East Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, and others, the climate change is where the same showing is big hard and interacting up with the region. So the only way out is to deal with our water source. From our water source, the groundwater is the more safe it is available and also appropriate for this implementation, whether we use for water supply, whether we use for irrigation, or whatever we can say. On behalf of this occasion, I really would like to thank the bank for contributing to this development of the life of the people in North Africa and Kenya and Ethiopia as well. Just let me say a few points with regard to the Horn Africa Development Water Project. We have Ethiopia. Agreement was signed on June 1st, 2022, which became effective in September 2nd, 2022. After establishing the project, the agreement was signed. Immediately, we started for establishment of the organization, how to implement it. From my ministry, we have the leading report, creating the project steering committee, where the stakeholders are engaged, involved for this implementation, like the Ministry of Irrigation and Land, Ministry of Finance, and Agriculture as well. So far, we have developed the plan, and that's approved to implement the project in 7 phases, or the same component actually. I need to say, component 1 is infrastructure development and community management and the use of groundwater. Component 2 is strengthening the groundwater institutions and information. Component 3 is project management, knowledge, and operational support. So far, we have already clear in each component what to do, how to do, when to do, who will do that. So we have clear milestone for all the components that has been done so far. One of the good practices that I would like to share for our Kenyan brothers is commitment from high level is very important at the ministerial level, then to subordinates who are dealing with groundwater. For our case, we are lucky that we have transboundary lead executive officer who is a political unit who is doing that work, which really I would like to appreciate the way he is handling, and that could also help our Kenyan water and sanitation ministerial and relevant structure working upon that. So far, we have a budget amounting about 8.74 billion approved, and $3.01 billion is disbursed for component 1, which I said earlier, which is infrastructure development and community level. Under this component, there are 55 water supply. Typically, we are facing our people under the electricity that we're working on. The four irrigation is a very lot of irrigation, just for the and 5 is for the drought, absence of finance, sustainability of the groundwater from economic survey. So, as a component one, the management of the cost has a number of special conditions. Most of the special conditions have now been met, except staff employment. Of course, we do have key staffs who are already engaged in the working upon that, and they are working upon the other ones. The key issues is we need to have strong governance and institutional setup, as I said earlier, like establishment of national groundwater steering committee that really is working good for us, and that we can also obtain the others that need to work upon. Then strong political commitments from the government as well, with vendor policy, regulatory standard decision making, and so on, as well as collaboration with member states and IGAD, because the purpose of this project is to bring the people on the border to get benefits from the agriculture. Finally, I really would like to request from our Kenyan brothers to share the experience we have, and in case also we learn something that will help us for the common being of our people. I and the mighty are ready to deploy an staff engagement to work together for the return to our people. Finally, but not least, I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share our good experience and to share our opinion, and also for different partners who has the key and the major part in providing finance. Thank you very much. I wish you a blessed day. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Akrab, for the minister. Thank you very much for staying there and for being part of this meeting this morning. We will definitely share more. I believe you are able to follow the deliberations for this morning, and we can exchange the notes that we have, and of course there will be a report after this meeting that we can also share. And I hear you, the two issues you have raised in terms of high-level commitment. That is why I am here representing the government at this level. And of course, we do have commitment from the head of state, other partners in this room, especially the partners by way of their excellencies, the county governors, who are key and critical components of the implementation, because we are going to their regions. So we can assure you that there will be continued sharing. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you. I think there was the gentleman from the COG. Please come and finish your task. You were to call the deputy governors. Yeah, maybe as you call the deputy governor, I could recognize the governors for the counties of this region. Thank you very much for coming and being here. I know you arrived even earlier than myself, but this is your project, this is your program. Excellency Governor for Wajir, Garissa, Madeira, Samburu, and Marsabit. We are most grateful to see you here, and we know you are looking forward to a very successful deliberation. I know you want implementation, no more discussions, implementation. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think you can now do that. Yeah.
Okay. CS Alice W. Wahome, Governor Mahmoud of Marsabit, and also the chairperson of FCDC counties, Governor Nadif Jama of Garissa, and also the chairperson of ASAL subcommittee of the COG, Governor Mohammed Khalif of Mandera County, and if present, Governor Jeremiah of Turkana. Is he present or not present? PSS Rono and Mugambi, development partners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Now, before I invite my colleagues, excellencies, let me say my word or two. CS, one thing to note is that this hall is packed today to the brim. It probably shows the level of interest this program is generating across the country. So that is one thing to note. Of interest and to note also is that my governor, Governor Ahmed Abdullahi, was quite instrumental in the conceptualization and design of this project from the very onset. So as Wajir County, we were represented from the very beginning. And we are happy to note that the car has been driven to quite a distance. For now, it's time to implement. And the timing is right. The timing is right in the essence that we are facing a biting drought, a ravaging drought, especially in these counties of the FCDC counties. This is our project. We need to grab it. We need to go fast. We need to fly. And as a county, for example, Wajir County, we are repairing about 10 to 15 boreholes a day. Some of them collapse because of extra use, excessive use, and it's not cost effective for us to be repairing 10, 15 boreholes a day. It is sapping, financially engaging, so this project will come in very handy. That is why we call upon all actors present here that we move fast with speed. Meteorologists in Kenya are telling us that the expected rains of March, April will either be depressed or not there at all. We hope that does not become the case, but we prepare for the worst and hope for the best. If the worst comes, we need this project like yesterday. So to that extent, we appreciate all the actors that have been involved in one way or another in making this journey
making sure managing this project in my county last month, headed by the director and the coordinator of IPU. And after they briefed me on what is happening, I asked them one question. The question I asked was, what do we expect in the next 4 months? Because we always talk a lot in boardrooms. Planning always takes a lot of time. Already we have spent 2.5 years. So my simple question was then, just tell me in the next 4 months, what do you want to achieve? And I thank them. At least today we are launching that project. Our request is that we move from boardrooms to training and capacity building to the implementation of this project. A good example, as counties we always do borehole drilling, but because of lack of proper information on groundwater, for every 5 boreholes we do, only 2 are always successful. That means we are wasting a lot of resources. The most important component of this project is to get us the correct information of our underground water situation, so that when we are doing borehole drilling, then the chances of success will be 80%. That means we'll have saved a lot of money. So mine is, as a county government from this region, we will commit ourselves. In Mandera, we have already established a technical team to only do those projects. Information required is always got in the next few minutes if asked for. My prayers and our prayers is that we fast track this project, and so that at least the people of this region will benefit. Lastly, since the project is transborder, there could be some other issues that might come during the project implementation. We need to engage our neighbors properly in advance so that we avoid delays during project implementation. Otherwise, mine is to thank the Waziri and the team and the World Bank for giving us this wonderful project. I can commit myself that we are ready and willing to support the project. Our communities are ready. They are already synthesized. They are aware of this. Please, let's fast track this project so that it serves the purpose that was meant for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor Khalif. Let me now invite Governor Nadif Chama of Garissa County, Chairman Asal Subcommittee of COG. Thank you.
Waziri Ali Suhome, my colleagues, governors present, the PSS present, the development partners also who are here, the CEOs of the different implementing agencies, and all those other colleagues who are in this room, good morning. I'll be very, very brief. Waziri, I think, because really everything that I wanted to say has been said by my colleagues who spoke ahead of me. But one thing, Waziri, I must say is, given the importance of this project to us as a region, and to our counties for that matter, you rightly said we were here quite early. In fact, not only were we here quite early, but some of us traveled overnight to be here. A good example is my colleague Governor Marsabit, who traveled all the way last night to be here this morning for this very, very important engagement. Not only were we here early, Waziri, but we're also here with a whole battalion of ministers and our officials from the water departments of our counties. In fact, if you allow me, I will wish to take this opportunity I was saying, Waziri, if I may be allowed, maybe I'll want the ministers, our water CECs who are here, and the other county officials from the different counties to probably just to stand up for them to be recognized that they're all here, coming from all the way from the counties for this very, very important mission. As you can see, they're all here. Asanteni sana, you can please take your seats. I think what really needs to be said has been said. But for me, Waziri, what is important is, as was said earlier, when do we expect implementation? Probably that is the message we'll all be looking forward to hearing from you. In fact, I can give an example. We are supposed to start digging boreholes in Garissa County, a number of them, in the course of the next few weeks, given the situation on the ground, and particularly along the Merti Aquifer. But I've told my Waziri to hold on until we hear from this meeting where we actually could do those boreholes, given the research or the studies so far undertaken. So it's important for us to know to get that data as quickly as possible. And it's also important for us to start implementing the boreholes in terms of rehabilitation, the programs. Because as you heard rightly from my colleague in Wajir or Mandera for that matter, it's all the same. All of us are dealing with situations whereby we are literally repairing a number of bores on a daily basis, given the situation on the ground. So mine really, I think, is to appreciate the development partners, World Bank for that matter, and also our ministry for the government of Kenya and the other development agencies for this very, very important initiative. And it's my hope, particularly as the chair of the ASL counties, and for that matter, the FCDC counties, we really look forward to the quick implementation of this very, very important project. Asanteni sana, mbarikiwe.
Okay, it's now my pleasure to invite the chairperson, FCDC, Frontier County Development Council, the governor for Marsabit. Thank you.
Waziri, Madam Alice Wahome, my colleagues, Excellency Governors present here, and the Deputy Governor, PSS present here today, the Minister for Ethiopia who is joining us, or who has joined us online, IGAD representative, the World Bank team, CEOs of the water bodies present here today, and everyone who has managed to be here for this very important function. It is my pleasure to have these few moments to talk to you. Waziri, this symposium could not have come at a better time. As narrated by my colleagues who spoke before, Northern Kenya is going through a trying moment. We are experiencing unprecedented drought, whereby 5 consecutive seasons, rainy seasons, are failed in a row. People are finding it very difficult. Livestock are gone. The few left have moved to other parts of the country. Water, even for domestic use, is becoming very scarce. Tracking water around these vast counties is very challenging, very costly. Borehole breakdowns are very frequent. As we speak, Waziri, I have 3 rigs in the county, trying to drill some boreholes. As said by my colleague, His Excellency Governor for Garissa, I left Marsabit last night at 10 o'clock because I know this is a very, very important topic we are discussing today. So, I want to say that what you are launching today is life-changing for us in FCDC. I speak for FCDC. FCDC is an economic bloc, Frontier Counties Development Council, 10 counties in number. I'm very happy 5 of the 10 are beneficiaries of this program. And I want to thank the government for supporting this program. We have heard and listened to His Excellency the President. He has a very clear vision as far as water is concerned, especially in this region, which has been for years lagging behind. He couldn't have given us a better person than the minister we have today. Waziri, we know each other from the time we were even trying to come to Parliament back in 2006. So I know your ability, and no doubt the President selected you to head this very important ministry. You've already hit the ground running. I know only last week you were in Marsabit, my own county, and you know clearly what we are expecting from you. The President has narrated that he will be investing in that part of the country, large dams through PPPs, and hopefully today you will tell us more about that. We are expecting good things from the ministry. Through this program, hopefully we will be able to know where these aquifers are, what is the expected output from the studies, and I don't know when that information will be available to the counties. But allow me to say that we are very grateful to World Bank. World Bank has been working with us all through from the inception of devolution. They have invested in the NEDI program, the road network, connecting Isiolo all the way through to Garissa, Wajir, up to Mandera. Very, very huge investment. Today, you can see what they are supporting so that we will be able to reverse this serious negative story we keep talking about in this part of the country. So we are very, very grateful to you, the representatives who are here. Please convey our warmest appreciation. And then the rest of the agencies, my plea to you, the CEOs of the water bodies, as much as we thank you for the good work that you have been doing, what we require of you is quick implementation as a matter of urgency. The story of boardroom must end today. Today's is very important because the minister has to tell us what the plans are and what we are about to do and what to expect. And you guys are going to educate us where we've reached so far. We are very happy. But from now, boardroom meetings, we don't have time for that. Let's hit the ground running. Let us save lives. Let us do what we need to do. Otherwise, I am very happy, Waziri. On behalf of the FCDC, I want to say thank you so much for this very important initiative. We will work with you. We will support you, all your team. We will support the Kenya Kwanza vision to ensure that water is available in where water has been discussed. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Let's appreciate the Excellency, the governors, much better. At this stage, I want to invite the Principal Secretary for State Department, Water and Sanitation, to come, make his remark, invite the PS, State Department for Irrigation, make his remarks, and invite the Cabinet Secretary. Welcome, Dr. Paul Rono. Let's appreciate him as he comes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Engineer Lima. Our chief guest of today, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Water, Sanitation, and Irrigation, Honorable Alice Wahome, my colleague, PS Irrigation, Kitonga, His Excellency, the governors present today. We have come all the way from the far-fetched region of this country. Development partners present, the chair of the board. I saw we have some chairs of the board of our agencies, the CEOs present, senior government officials from national government and from the county government. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Before I make my remarks, I want to welcome my colleague, PS Irrigation, to make his remarks. Welcome, PS.
Thank you so much, my colleague, PS Rono. CES, Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Excellencies who are here, that's governors from Mandera. We have governor from Marsabit, governor from Garissa, deputy governor from Wajir. We have our development partners, that is World Bank, representatives who are here, CEOs who are here, and everybody who is here. Good morning, all of you. Mine is just to say thank you so much for arriving here. And also say, Waziri, it is true. I was in Wajir a few weeks ago, and I know you were also in Marsabit a week ago. And actually, we don't have to emphasize what we saw, because the situation there is there. We totally agree with you. And this program comes in handy to moderate the situation in those areas. But also we know this issue of water is an issue countrywide, and we need it to be addressed. So maybe as we move forward, Secretary Water, we should really perform so well, because I was told, we heard that the criteria to move forward is out of good performance, so that we can be able to attract more, expand it. Now we are talking about groundwater. But also we know there is a lot of surface water. We know as much as this region is dry, we receive about 600 millimeters of rain on a good year. And honestly, that is a lot of water, which also we can harness and do a lot with it. So today we are talking about groundwater, which we need to really harness, to know where it is, harness it, at the same time also sustain it through recharge and the proper use. But also, I would want to put a small request before maybe I sit down and say that we need also to evaluate ourselves, especially when it comes to harnessing this surface water, runoff. How have we been doing it? at what cost do we do it? Are we cost effective? Can we do it better? So that for any resource that now we will be, as we move forward, we'll be putting in these areas, it can be really cost effective and deliver this water to our people. We thank the governors from that region because I know the little we have done from the irrigation point of view, we have gotten a lot of support. And I believe also this project will get much needed support as we move forward because we can see it being demonstrated right from here. So with that, Waziri, I would just say once again, thank you so much, and maybe return it back to my colleague so that he can tuendeshe hapo kwingine. Thank you so much.
Asante sana PS. Mine is just very brief. One is just to appreciate this level of engagement, especially with the county government, because we understand that you are hard hit among other regions. And this time around, as we launch this particular program, I think this program has come at the right time. It is a little bit late because you want results tomorrow. I understand that can we hit the road running? But I know it has also come at the right time. But what I want to assure you, governors, and all of us is that we will move with speed on this program. If you look at what we have done so far until we are here today, we have moved at a different speed because we feel that if we implement this program, it will assist this region which are totally affected by droughts. And at this time round, you are in dire need of water. I normally watch the situation at your counties, and surely there is need for serious attention. And I believe this plan we have put in place will really assist quite a number of issues related to water in your counties. I think my colleague mentioned something in what is called re-evaluation. Re-evaluation means you know very well there have been a lot of investment in your counties on matters water. Maybe the way we have been doing it may not have been right. So you also as governors, as you work on our side as national government, please let us also see whether the programs we've been implementing, have we been doing it right? So that this one, we may need to do it a little bit different so that there is sustainability. And maybe we address the issues of water in that region once and for all. There are only two areas of development when it comes to water issues in the northern part of this country and other dry areas. It's about, especially the northern part. It is the groundwater. That is why we are here today in a big way. And also harvesting rainwater, which normally run downstream, maybe without proper plans for harvesting. I think going forward with this program, with other programs, we'll make sure that we really invest well. And as governors, please assist us in the implementation so that every coin here is spent well, so that there is value for money. I think from my part as a PS, which is I will be in charge of full implementation of this program in terms of chairing, I will try as much as possible to fast track the implementation of this program. And for purposes of coordination, we'll also try to communicate each and every step of the program. As you wait for water tomorrow and results tomorrow so that you can drill boreholes. It may not be tomorrow, but we'll communicate to you. We'll move with speed and also communicate to you in every step we have taken so that you remain informed on the ground. When the governors talk about, Governor Mandela, when you say out of 5 boreholes you drill, there are only 2 successful cases. That tells you 40% success. Therefore, the 60% is waste of resources and energy and time. And if you invest in water project and you don't succeed, it means a lot to lives. Because if we had succeeded, maybe this program, this particular project problem we are facing could not have been so much as it is now. The other one is the scope of this program. We'll also look at review and sit with you, because what we need is impact. So we'll analyze each and every elements of the program, and then we see how best can we really, out of this money, can we get the best results for these counties. So we'll come back to you as we talk with our development partners to see how best we can get the best result out of this program. The other one is to enhance on governance. We need to ensure that in any coin we get, because we are talking about scarce resources, let us make sure that you will use it well. And the governance on the rural water management, I think that is an area we need to improve, and I think we'll work together to ensure that all rural water resources are well managed, so that there is also value for money and there is sustainability in those boreholes. And going forward, we want to use technology as much as possible to manage water in this country. And this program has come up with a technology component, which I believe we can harness it so that water can be managed in a more effective and efficient manner using technology going forward. Otherwise, governors and all of us here, you know that we have a challenge when it comes to resources, and water is a big problem in this country. So we are looking at also reviewing our current budget so that we focus on the areas whereby we need immediate intervention. So we'll be reviewing also our programs, and also county government, please review also your program, and I like that. Can we first of all address the emergencies as we move on other development programs? So as we do that in the national government, please at the county government also look at it, but we'll work together to make sure that we deliver on this program on time. Otherwise, with those few remarks, I would like to welcome the CS to make her remarks and officially launch this program so that we can start full implementation. Welcome, CS.
Thank you very much, PS Dr. Rono. We are here. May I once again recognize my counterpart, the Minister for Water and Energy for Ethiopia, the Director for Environment and Agriculture for IGAD, my colleagues here, I will call them colleagues because we've come a long way with some of them, Excellencies, the governors, led by Mohamud, Governor, His Excellency Governor for Marsabit, where I have just come from, I think, 10 days ago. He has assured me that I was a very welcome guest. I think media misunderstood an incident that was not targeted at me. Not media, the social media. I think it's also media. Our partners for this project, without you, this project would not be here. The World Bank and your entire team. My two PSAs, steered here by PS Dr. Rono and your teams. I know our Water Secretary, Engineer Lima, needs a special recognition because he's very passionate about this program. Give him a clap. I know he has worked day and night together with James and Victor and other teams. COG, you are here, the governors are here with their teams, definitely. We have not called a meeting like this, Your Excellencies, to this level of attendance. I want to thank each one of you for coming. The CECs, Your Excellencies, in your governments are part of the steering team that is chaired by the ministry, and therefore we will not be informing you of things that you are not part of. And I'm happy to know that Wajir Governor has been part and parcel and has worked a lot. Wajir Governor? Or is it Garissa Governor? Wajir, yes. He has worked a long way with this project. And today, as we launch this project, Horn of Africa Groundwater for Resilience program, it's a program because within it there are many programs, projects. It is important to recognize the countries that are partnering with us, that is Ethiopia and Somalia, and therefore representation is recognized that you are here this morning. That's quite a good show in terms of commitment. We have heard your position that we have reached where we have. I'm making this just off-the-cuff remarks so that I can settle the moment in terms of where we are. As a ministry, we do not want to waste any single day, because the challenge we have on resilience, the climate change, the drought situation calls upon all of us to throw away bureaucracy, no time waste, and deal with the issue of implementation. Then we can talk about other small issues later. What brings us here today is to launch this program in terms of implementation, because the program started 2 years ago. We have done all the groundwork in terms of designs, in terms of consultations, in terms of availability of funding. Treasury has been part of us, and all the partners, the CEOs who will be in the lead. And when I say CEOs, I mean our state corporation CEOs who are critical in the areas that we target for this particular program. And the word that has been coming along here is groundwater management. And our objective is to ensure that it is sustainable and accessible, and we manage it well. We will not be able to achieve that without settling our own commitments and ensuring that governance, which keeps on coming, is addressed. Governance issues in terms of our systems, in terms of our processes, are critical. And because the water sector, the water companies are also represented here, governors, and they are part of you, they are critical eventually, because although I know we will use community groups, I think even them have a big role to play in terms of helping the counties to manage the resources when they come, because the provision and maintaining is also under them. And so Your Excellencies, your presence here speaks to the urgency. Your patience this morning speaks to more to the urgency of the need to implement the project. So then, having said that, allow me, and I reiterate the ministry's commitment and energy that we shall put in. I want to assure you that we will also ensure that the procurement, where necessary, because a lot of it has to go through that, will be dealt with as fast as possible. This time round, there will be no single ghost project, because we shall ensure that every shilling, and I know World Bank is very keen on that, every single project is well documented and completed. Any person who takes a project by way of contractors and do not complete will be blacklisted by my own pen and ink, forwarded to the ministry, kept by the ministry and forwarded to the government procurement agencies. So once we start this project, because you know we are losing lives, we've lost animals, we cannot afford to joke around. It is concessionary loans, but this money belongs to the people of the 5 counties. I have been so far since I was appointed to Marsabit. I've gone to Wajir, I've been to Garissa, and I think I'm scheduled soon to go to Turkana. So I think it's only Madeira that have not yet come, and I am sure the governor is whispering to me that he wants to host me. And therefore, we know the dire situation that these counties, among others, because the ASALs are 23 in number, are going through. The drought has hit the entire country, but these particular counties need more attention, more specific, close focused attention to be able to deal with the impact. So allow me therefore to quickly just, politicians are good at speaking off the cuff. I'm no longer a politician because now I'm a cabinet secretary, but you have to cure, with time, we shall cure the illness of politicians speaking on script. Politicians like off the cuff because you can hardly be held accountable, and you can always say that I was misquoted, or I was quoted out of context, and so many other words to run away. So I have a few things to say today as we launch this program. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this launch of Horn of Africa Groundwater for Resilience Project. I'm pleased to note the critical role played by World Bank to finance this program or this project through a loan of $135 million US. I think that amounts to about 15.5 billion Kenya shillings for records, to be disbursed within 6 years period, running from 2022 to 2027. And of course, we can do it faster. Water is a major resource to the country's socio-economic development and achievement of Kenya Kwanza Manifesto on reducing the cost of living, creating jobs and improving the livelihood of the people. Despite Kenya facing enormous challenge in meeting human and ecological needs for water, the government of Kenya is putting measures in place to ensure that there is 100% water coverage for every household by year 2030. Currently, and I'm sure it's maybe somewhere down the line, we are standing at around 70%, but in the rural areas a bit low at maybe 50, 53, going to 60, and our target is to reach 60 to 70 in the rural areas. But in towns, we target 100% by 2030. And in accordance with our constitution, of course, the responsibility to access water for every person is laid on the state, and I dare say also the county governments. We therefore look forward to meeting goal number 6 to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. This will greatly improve the living standards of the people if we were to hit SDG 6. As we work to implement the different measures for improving our national water coverage, I'm delighted to recognize the significant role played by groundwater in our development. Our mission as a ministry is to enhance access to clean and safe water for all in good quality and quantity at an affordable price. Kenya, as the rest of the world, is becoming more and more water scarce due to diminishing water resources as a result of population growth, urbanization, and rising standards of living across the country. While at the same time, the catchment areas have degraded or are going through degradation, and poor waste management continue to reduce fresh water availability. These challenges have adverse effects, especially in arid and semi-arid areas, the regions that are in issue here today. Eventually, we have lost lives and livestock. Therefore, in October 2020, during a ministerial roundtable consultative meeting of Horn of Africa ministers, confirmed groundwater as a priority area under resilience pillar, the finance ministers of Horn of Africa issued a communique following the meeting in which they pledged to keep up their investment and policy initiatives and ask their development partners to hasten the planning and approval of the projects they intended to support. Ladies and gentlemen, Ministry of Water and Sanitation and Irrigation, Water Resources Authority, Water Sector Trust Fund, Regional Center for Groundwater Resource Education, Training and Research for East Africa, in collaboration with the World Bank team, prepared the Horn of Africa Groundwater for Resilience project to address water and security challenges facing the Horn of Africa. The program is a regional program involving Kenya, Somalia, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Djibouti, Eritrea, and IGAD. And I'm aware that there is huge commitment to Ethiopia and Somalia and the other countries in that regard in terms of allocation of funding. The primary beneficiaries of the project is estimated approximately to be 1.5 million people living in the rural communities of the 5 counties of Turkana, Wajir, Garissa, Marsabit, and Madera through the rehabilitation, construction, recharge, conservation activities. I'm sure we'll find a place for irrigation for purposes of domestic food production. The provision of water through these efforts are also meant to significantly reduce conflict in the Horn of Africa. The project will also benefit the institutions of Kenya that work on groundwater at the national, county, and transboundary levels by way of capacity building. These include the Ministry, Water Resources, I think I had mentioned them, and by giving more visibility to groundwater through policies, strategies, better regulations, and guidelines, the institutions and groundwater management will be strengthened. These institutions will also benefit from training, as I have said, capacity building programs, and acquisition of equipment, someone referred to that area, that may be required to undertake research in that area. In conclusion, I wish to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to World Bank for financing Horn of Africa project. It is my appeal to the implementing agencies to ensure that the project is properly implemented to achieve its intended goals and objectives. With these remarks, I will be officially launching the project. Let me say that I know the governor wanted to hear a little more regarding where we are, because these efforts will be complemented by national government efforts in terms of the new approach of bulk water development. I know that we have earmarked several projects by way of huge dams in your regions, and I believe that we will be working on Dabasa, we'll be working, yes, Badasa, we'll be working on Bute. I think there is Lowat, Radat, which other one? Roat, yes. There are several, and we can have a conversation outside this forum to tell you where we are. As a government, as a ministry, we will be targeting at least an average of 3 big dams per county. And those will be done through PPPs. That is on course, in my view. The President is party to the resource mobilization. While we do those huge efforts, we would, of course, work closely with the county governments because they represent the people at those particular areas where the projects will be. The President has continuously urged me and the ministry to know that when he says he will build 100 dams in these particular term of 5 years is that he will do exactly that. And we mean there will be small dams, there will be ponds, over and above boreholes, there will be medium dams and large or mega dams. That is our objective. We have put several actions in place towards that. We are engaging private partners in that regard. That notwithstanding, we will continue with our other efforts, engaging partners that have been working with us, of course, World Bank, African Development Bank, AFD, KF, KFS, KW, yes, KFW, all these partners are on board, and truly they appreciate the new energy that His Excellency the President has given towards ensuring that we have developed more bulk water in terms of way forward. The solution to scarcity, of course, is to deal with resilience issues, to deal with degradation, but we still must store water. So our strategy in terms of water storage, water harvesting and storage still is on course and will continue, because we have rains. When they come like today, we cannot store that water. And those are things that we can work out, and the governors have a big role there to play. I think with that, I would want now to be helped to move to the launching of this program. So I am saying it is today. The other question was that how soon shall we hit the ground? I think this is part of hitting the ground. I will be signing the documentation in shortly, or within these 2, 3, 4 days, and forwarding it to Treasury. There is documentation, and that I'm told within the next 1 month maximum, we can be able to start procurement processes. Procurement processes, you know the period they take, and we are not supposed to interfere, because these are public procurements, but we will work closely. Sometimes government procurement can be a pain, can be late, can be delayed, but we will not want to lose any time that we don't want to lose time. That's what I can assure you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's move together to launch the program this afternoon. Thank you very much for listening.
down 1 to 5, and then 5 to 1 on the first, number 1, Waziri, you will press the button and we are on. So get ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? 1, 3, 2, 1.
Governors alone? PSS now? As they are there, I think we also give the government more